Hey, everybody, welcome to the Czabecast. Czabe here, Scott Lynn, Al Galdi, Lode F. Solomon. Are you ready for the worst idea ever? Floating realignment in baseball.
Good God!
For those that have not heard, here is the basic premise. Teams can choose which division they'd like to be in on a year-to-year basis. And if they think, hey, that AL Central looks like it's takeable this year, let's give it a shot, they could somehow petition to move there. Mm-hmm. Another team that is going to get their teeth kicked in because they're rebuilding could say, hey, you know what? We're going to be bad either way. Put us in the AL East. And we'll get murdered by the Yankees and Red Sox, but hey, they got a lot of fans all over the country. We'll sell out 18 dates.
Whose idea is this?
I don't know who owns this idea, but this was floated.
This is Bud's people thinking outside the box, right, Galdi?
It's
sort of a competition committee with some managers and some executives
being looked at. It's not like they're going to vote on it. I don't even know how serious
it is. Is it because of the AL East and like the
yes,
same order every year?
It's the only reason. Basically, baseball has a singular problem. It's called the AL East. And the fact the Yankees and the Red Sox live there. No other division is so tough perennially year to year that there is no hope for all ye who enter. It's just an AL East problem.
So they want to see Toronto, Tampa, and Baltimore succeed?
They want it to be, I guess, like European soccer, right, where you have teams with high payrolls.
This is almost like ask me, I'd like to be relegated.
Yeah, because and the other thing, too, is not just payroll, but there are some teams who basically go into seasons with the idea that they're not going to be competitive.
Right.
And so part of this is, okay, we're doing a rebuilding thing this year, so we're not going to be in the quote-unquote competitive division.
Why don't they install a salary floor then instead?
It's completely moronic.
Yeah.
I mean, it would never work. It'll never pass.
Yeah, it's an idea. When I heard floating realignment and I heard what was being proposed, I said, we'll have floating baseball games on the floating chunks of Earth in the movie Avatar on the planet Pandora. You see the big chunks of floating Earth, like, oh, look at them. They're just kind of floating. We don't know why. We could put a baseball game on top of that, and that will happen before floating realignment. Because what if a team like Cleveland says, yeah, put me in the AL East. I'll give that a shot. We're rebuilding. We'd like the 18 sellouts versus the Yankees and the Red Sox. And then they're stuck there for 11 years.
Oh, yeah.
Because nobody else wants to move with them once they switch.
The irony is that we've actually seen some small market clubs make some signings this offseason.
Such as?
Well, you had like the Aroldis Chapman Derby being won by Cincinnati, which shocked
that
a lot
was a
of
head
people.
scratcher.
Minnesota's talking about ponying up money to re-sign Joe Mauer.
Well, they have to, though.
They have to, but they haven't done so in the past. Johan Santana, they dealt him, rather than pay him.
See, but Galdi, even if you want to throw out the Oakland A's signing Ben Sheets to a one-year, $10 million deal, this is A, for a guy who didn't pitch last year.
Right.
But B, the running joke among the baseball heads is, yeah, they did this so they could show his wares, peddle him, and then trade him.
In that case, yeah, but like the Reds signing Chapman, I mean,
he's there for the long haul.
They ponied up. I mean, so
didn't Kansas City sign somebody of note?
A couple
of
years ago,
Gil Mesh.
That's a couple of years ago.
I thought there was somebody this year. All right, well, never
you
mind.
You may
on
be
that.
right. I don't pay much attention.
George Will would roll over in his grave
He's
if he
not
read
dead.
this.
He's not
dead.
If he was dead, so would Ken Burns.
Floating
Not
realignment. There have been bad ideas. There have been half-baked ideas. But this idea comes tumbling out of the oven, barely even warm.
Yeah.
This will be my legacy on the game.
This is the definition of not baked. This is a souffle with goop hanging out over the edges. Not even no random ingredients.
Still
all that said, what do you do for the other teams that always enter hopeless?
You need to have a salary floor.
Then that would be it. That's the idea.
You need
we
a
have
floor,
to have.
and ideally you'd have a cap. I mean, you're not going to get this with the union, but this also spits in the face. Bud Selig every 30 seconds trumpets parity and how there have been so many different teams in the playoffs. For him to be saying that publicly and now privately,
And this pokes a hole in that parity
exactly.
balloon.
Considering this, it shows you he don't believe what he's saying.
Last ex-champions: Yankees, Rays, Sox, Yankees, Orioles.
This is the AL East, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Red Sox back to 95, Yankees 94, and then the Blue Jays three times.
There was
93.
10 consecutive
Up to
years
93.
you had the exact same
Yeah.
order.
Right.
I mean, that's
1, 2, 3. 1,
unbelievable.
2, 3. 1, 2. Yeah. Well.
Yep.
Oh well. All right. Well, we'll see how floating realignment goes. I know one other thing that floats.
Flush it.
Oh God! Why'd we show that? All right. Thanks for listening. See you next time.